It's been almost 4 years of fighting and no one's been able to bring about a decisive victory. Faced with a deadlock, the Russian government has stepped in to try to revive the political process to end the fighting.
ما في شيء اسمه مبادرة روسية.
Now Russia is at the forefront of efforts to restart talks. There is no Russian initiative as such, but the international community is moving towards finding a political solution. There is a willingness. The Russians and Americans are talking.
Mouaz Alkhatib is a prominent opposition figure. He once headed the main opposition in exile, the Syrian National Coalition, the SNC, before resigning out of frustration. Last month, he was invited to Moscow. According to Khatib, Russia wants to help opponents of the government agree on a new authority to engage in direct negotiations with the government.
What Russia is doing is providing a venue for opposition members from various groups to sit down and come up with a united front. Whoever is ready to join hands to save Syria, it is their right to join, and I believe the friends of Syria will agree.
There were direct talks in Geneva earlier this year, but 2 rounds ended with no agreement. At the time, the opposition was represented by the SNC. Now, some reports suggest that the US agreed that other groups from inside and outside Syria could represent the opposition in future talks. And this time around, President Bashar al-Assad doesn't have to step down before the negotiations begin.
We all know a transitional government can't happen overnight, but there needs to be a clear agreement between the regime and the opposition with a clear timetable for a handover of power.
There is no guarantee that Moscow's efforts will be able to stop the war, but there is an urgent need for political reconciliation in Syria, not just to stop the bloodshed. It would also help the international community win the fight against the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, which exploits the war to survive. Sana Khudar, Al Jazeera, Doha.